A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Jose Mourinho demands explanation and respect from his players and club. A scathing critique of the Manchester United manager's leadership style and tirade has been circulating the internet.
The Manchester United manager's tirade, while not particularly surprising, was accompanied by accusations of complacency and lack of respect for his players. Nonetheless, the manager has remained defiant and insistent that he is the best manager in the world.
Jose Mourinho's leadership style. After his recent tirade against Lazio, Jose Mourinho demanded a swift explanation and respect from his players and the club.
Lazio's fans were furious, calling him obsessed. Apparently, Lazio had similar thoughts after Mourinho's tirade towards officials.
Regardless of Mourinho's feelings, the new team has no choice but to respect him. Although Mourinho has achieved many enviable coaching benchmarks, there is a dark side to his coaching career.
In addition to his many unceremonious exits, he has faced numerous problems with top players in clubs and was once subject to mutiny among his own players. But this is all part of Mourinho's character. He takes no prisoners and is prepared to fire players who don't work for him.
The Portuguese coach uses the pace-setting leadership style to drive his team to victory. This requires high drive and the willingness to lead by example.
At FC Porto, Mourinho had clear team objectives and in-depth season targets. A domestic double would be good for most managers.
However, Mourinho's passion and drive may prove to be a source of rifts. But it is important to remember that this kind of intensity and determination is rare in any manager's career.
Asked about the match's significance, Jose Mourinho went on to defend his team. After the game, he defended the performance of his players and the Old Trafford fans.
He claimed that Manchester United should have been 3-0 up at halftime, and that the best judge was the fans. But Mourinho demanded respect from his players.
The 3-0 defeat was the biggest defeat of his career, and he demanded explanation and respect from his players. Jose Mourinho's complacency.
After being sent off for 2 bookable offences against Roma on Thursday night, AC Milan boss Jose Mourinho demanded an explanation and respect from his players. After the match, the 59-year-old was furious that his team could not follow his tactics.
Despite this, the Spaniard was quick to point to the spot on the pitch side monitor. It is unlikely that any of this will affect Mourinho's tactics.
Mourinho's management style has proved successful, but it can be a source of division. His belief that winning is everything is a recipe for conflict.
Some players find his passionate style overbearing. This demands an extremely strong character in his players, and his style of management should be matched by a teammate who is able to cope with the pressure.
While most managers are content with a domestic double, Mourinho is not. The Portuguese manager has won more Premier League titles than any of his rivals.
Despite this, Mourinho has yet to win a title at Old Trafford. Despite his fury, the manager still managed to keep a brave face at a press conference.
He spoke proudly about the Old Trafford supporters, but the result is a cause for alarm. He went back and forth with the reporter on whether the result was significant for Manchester United and the home fans.
When the reporter asked him about the home fans' reaction, he held up 3 fingers. Spurs were already a great team before Mourinho's arrival, but the club's owners are too smug to allow him to ruin their good reputation.
He may have viewed Son as the perfect player to form the perfect formation. Regardless, the decision was bound to cause trouble.
But what happened next was more painful for Spurs fans. They were left with no choice but to replace a cult hero.
Jose Mourinho's tirade. The Portuguese boss demanded a full explanation from his Manchester United players after their 3-0 defeat to Swansea, demanding respect and explanation for 3 Premier League titles.
Despite the 3-0 defeat, Mourinho's team continued to talk up their performance, claiming they could have been 3-0 up at halftime. He claimed the fans' applause at the end of the game was the best judge of what happened.
Lazio and Roma are 2 of the rivals that have attacked the Portuguese coach over his obsession with Roma. Moreover, they're both struggling for consistency and focus, with Mourinho's side losing to both of them by the same margin.
The Italian coach was also called a fool by Lazio in a furious tirade aimed at his rivals. Jose Mourinho's passion.
The man behind the Manchester United manager is known for his impatience with unserious players and his refusal to compromise over contracts. He has a reputation for taking no prisoners, and his demands for an explanation and respect have caused divisions between his team and the players.
However, despite his reputation, he is a strong personality who is not afraid to give the odd word in anger. His record of success at the club he manages demonstrates that he is not above using his power for the benefit of the fans or the team.
It is worth noting that Jose Mourinho has won 3 Premier League titles, more than all other managers combined. He has more titles and trophies than his rivals, including Pep Guardiola and Manuel Pellegrini.
However, the man with the most titles has recently walked out of a press conference, referencing his superiority and the fans' applause. And while that is understandable, the 3-0 defeat at Old Trafford is not the kind of performance Mourinho is happy to discuss.
The man himself is a living example of a man who needs respect. His ego is so strong that he even has the temerity to demand an explanation for his actions.
And yet, he has lasted only 1 season in the Premier League. After all, he is 59 years old.
But his ego is much larger than that. He is still the only leader on the pitch, and his team needs to learn to respect their boss.
The manager's sacking saga has only intensified after he traded Tottenham's star Dele Alli to the Portuguese coach has made it clear that he does not want his former players to stay at Tottenham.
He inherited a great team, but he was wrong to pick Spurs chairman. It is clear that he was too certain of his genius and could not see his genius.
Jose Mourinho's ability to convince. Inter, a team Jose Mourinho was hired to win the domestic title, have had a mixed start to the season.
They began the season with a 1-0 win over bottom side Regina. But the 3-0 loss to AC Milan came after 2 consecutive 0-0 draws in league play.
Inter have now made a substantial investment in young defenders Harry Maguire and Raphael Varane, but their form has fallen again. Jose Mourinho's charisma is not based on the philosophy of non-action.
That philosophy means action without stress. Yet, Mourinho's brilliance lies in his ability to apply it to football.
In the 2010 Champions League semi-final, the player Xavi Hernandez compared Mourinho to Pep Guardiola. How can Mourinho convince and furious? He does it with the same meticulousness and passion as Guardiola, and I haven't seen a manager like Mourinho before.
Mourinho's recent remarks have raised concerns about the quality of his team's squad. He criticized Project Big Picture, a scheme conceived during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Although he has expressed condolences to the victims of the disaster, he said Tottenham's current form shows they are playing in the best league in the world. However, he added that he hopes new ideas will be implemented at the club.
Mourinho's success at Porto has remained his most outstanding quality. Porto's players have remained a cult since his arrival in 2004.
Indeed, he remains the only manager outside of the Big Four since 1995 to win the Champions League. There are few new Mourinho aficionados.